Okay, guys, what is up? This is Oshi Senpai here today to do Naruto Chapter 675 review. So, this week's chapter of Naruto was good, but it kind of, I won't say it's weird, but I feel like it's of this Naruto chapter, like, it had, like, some things that I was like, what the fuck? And then some other weird, things where I was like, yo, that's kind of insane. Not insane in a bad way, but just insane in, like, that's really cool. Now, let me get to the basics. Pacing, story progression, and artwork. Pacing, overall, that's going to be yeah, I'm gonna give that good plus. It was good plus pacing. They actually like sped through it pretty good. We got a lot of information in, and we also got what's going on next. So pacing, I'm gonna give that a good plus. When it comes to story progression, we are now I'm gonna give that a I'm not sure give that a great. I'm not sure gonna give that well no not a great good plus too. I'm gonna give that a good plus because like the story progression was really good, but like I mean, it's kind of weird how it played out. So I'm gonna give that a big plus. When it comes to artwork, I'm actually gonna give that okay plus. It wasn't like well actually not okay plus solid. It was solid artwork, not that bad. Cool like Kishimoto could do a lot better. But anyways, so let's get on with the chapter. Now, we see Obito save Sakura and then she gets out of the Kamui dimension. And she's in the real world now. So Obito versus Madara pretty much. And you know how that's gonna turn out. Well, I mean, Obito's obviously. I don't think Obito's gonna die, which is a problem because I want Obito to die. I don't hate his character as much anymore because, like, I mean, I guess I don't really care for the guy, but at this point, I just want to see Obito die. I just want to see Obito like destroyed. I really, really do. And what I can say is that we see Obito with Madara, and Madara explains what why the things happen to Obito as they do. And apparently, Obito, when Obito apparently like the whole thing with Obito, the way how Obito saw Rin getting killed by Kakashi, the way Obito found Madara, all of that was planned. Now the reason why I say that's insane because like I mean that's like on some Aizen shit. Like Aizen, we all know Aizen. He was a great planner, a fantastic planner, and he was just like good at planning. But this is like what the fuck? Because mind you, Madara was an old man by the time he saw Obito, and Obito. I mean, it was like, I mean, how do you plan all that? Obviously, it's explained, but I want to see like an actual flashback. I really do want to see an actual flashback of how that happened. Cause like, how can you plan all that? Like seriously, how can you? So basically, apparently, Madara planned out Obito seeing Rin die from Kashi's hands, and apparently, Madara actually put this puppet seal onto Obito and Rin because that actually prevents both Obito and Rin from committing suicide, and like it manipulates them so well. And the thing is that technically, remember that fight between Obito and Kakashi, and how Kakashi apparently supposedly won, despite the fact that Kakashi could not even beat Pain. The thing is that Obito let Kakashi win, so that way the seal would be off, and the whole puppet seal thing. And that's the thing. Another thing that the puppet seal did was well, I won't say it yeah, something like that, like something along those lines of kept the it kept Obito from utilizing his Jubi powers, like to a certain extent. And apparently, once that was destroyed, Obito could do that to like with ease, and that's the reason why Obito was able to control the Jubi Jinchuriki. Because originally Madara was like, "Yo, I don't want this kid getting his hands on the Jubi. Let me get onto it." But in order for me to do that, I gotta give Obito this puppet seal, and this will prevent it. Now, apparently, in order for the plan, for Obito's plan to work, he fought Kakashi, and he let Kakashi destroy the puppet seal, and that's the reason why Obito could utilize the Jinchuriki. And it's like all this stuff is like at the end of the day, not only did Madara plan all this out, but Madara he even predicted that Obito would utilize the Jubi way before Obito actually had that in mind. I mean, we can assume that he might have had it in mind like a few years afterwards, but he planned it all out to the point where he would put a puppet seal over what happened with what happened with Obito and like Kakashi fighting. Now, granted, Kakashi and Obito fighting technically like that wasn't planned by Madara at all. That was just convenience, like complete convenience for Madara, and he even planned out Wayne's death. So, in a sense, you could say that not only is Obito a weak character, but he's been controlled since the beginning. And you could even say that Madara technically is the final villain of the Naruto series, because Obito was only being controlled. He wasn't really the final villain, he was one of the main antagonists. But overall, he wasn't the final villain, it was Madara. All along, Madara was playing all this all out. Now, another reason why I say it's insane is because, like, I mean, you think about it. How did Madara get all of his hands on all of this? Like, it's just too weird. But what I can say is that maybe, like, I don't know if there'll be a flashback for it. I do want to actually see a flashback of that because hopefully it'll be explained that way. Now, when it comes to the whole thing with Team 7, the Team 7 unit, I gotta talk about this, bro. How the fuck is Naruto regenerating eyes? Naruto put his hand over Kakashi's eye socket, and regenerated Kakashi's eye. Now, mind you, if Kakashi had gained a new Rinnegan, not a Rinnegan, a new Sharingan because of that, like Naruto gave Kakashi a new Sharingan, I would immediately have called bullshit. Like, how the fuck can you do that? However, he gave him like his old eye back, so I guess that makes sense. But here's the problem, though, is that it puts Sakura in a really difficult position because normally Sakura is the healer of the team. She is the reason as to why the team is able to heal faster. And if Naruto has this ability, it makes you wonder, well, what purpose does Sakura really serve? I'm usually one of those guys that don't hate on Sakura needlessly, despite the fact that technically, yeah, she's kind of useless. But when I see the fact that her healing abilities are now trumped by Naruto, it's like, dude, like, that's insane. Like, that means that she really isn't powerful enough in a fight, not only combat-wise, but healing-wise. Took her only job away from her. So I'm like, yo, that's some crazy shit. And, I mean, I think maybe in order for it to, like, play out, because Kishimoto needs to stop, like, putting Sakura like this. Like, she's just so freaking useless. It's like, dude, come on, like, why is she even here? I know she's a part of Team 7, but it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I don't know if Ichigo's doing this because he wants all Team 7 together, he wants to make it look like he's good over those. I don't know. But, basically, maybe Naruto can give Sakura the power to heal like he can. Maybe. I actually think that would make a lot of sense because maybe Sakura would actually be really useful. But another thing that I think is noticeable is that now there might not be any kind of sense of danger because if Naruto has this type of ability, then maybe, like, most likely no one would actually get really hurt. And if they do get really hurt, then Naruto can just heal them just like that. And there doesn't seem to be a limit to his ability. Now, when it comes to Sasuke, Kakashi notices how all three of his pupils have changed, but almost all three except for Sasuke. Because he realizes how Naruto originally wanted to become Hokage, wanted to be someone who was respected by everyone. However, he's like surpassed the current Hokage by leaps and bounds, and he is referred to as a legend, as a hero of the village and the hero of the Shinobi world. However, he still wants to become Hokage. I mean, we have Sakura. Sakura originally loved Sasuke to death, loved him to like it was like a stupid girl crush. But now, apparently, she cares for Sasuke more than just a girl crush, but more as she wants to protect him. Even though despite the fact that Sasuke did all this crazy shit and eventually wanted to murder her, Kakashi notes how she is a sweet girl who would not turn her back on Sasuke no matter what. And then when it comes to Sasuke is probably the only pupil that Kakashi has that he can't really figure out. Because Sasuke's original goal, is to was to kill Itachi. But now that Itachi has died, it's like, what's Sasuke's original goal? And of course, it was mentioned before, well, Sasuke said he wanted to become Hokage. But that's not something that Sasuke usually says at all. And the fact that he said it then threw me off, really did throw me off. And it threw off Kakashi. Kakashi's like, well, what are you going to do now, Sasuke? What's your true goal? And Kakashi asked Sasuke that question. Sasuke doesn't answer, and I want Kishimoto to make sure that Sasuke answers because I want to know for sure. But basically, Madara, his shadow has been pinned down with the Sage of Six Path Stabs, so he's stuck in place. And now Madara's coming back from the dimension. We don't know whether or not Obito is dead. He probably is. I'm that's his second eye, his second running eye. Oh, and I forgot about that. But before I get that, and basically at the end of the chapter, we see that they're now going to use teamwork to kind of defeat Madara. Now, let me get into the whole thing with the Rinnegan. The reason why Obito only had one Rinnegan, he originally thought it was because of the fact that he wanted to use his Kamui along with his Rinnegan because he wanted to keep his Kamui because that's his trademark. However, that's not necessarily the truth because he apparently Uchiha really aren't that skilled with using the Rinnegan like Nagato was because Obito can only use one Rinnegan and that was it. Like if he used another part, that would mess up his chakra really bad. But apparently he can only use one and that's why he only picked one. But apparently because Madara is the original owner of all those Rinnegan eyes, he can use it to a much greater degree. But it's hinted that Uchiha can't really use what's it called? Can't really use uh, the Rinnegan that well. Although technically Nagato was able to use it, Nagato is weaker than Madara in Sage of Six Paths form. Because Madara is in Sage of Six Paths form, he can probably use the Rinnegan even better than normal Uchiha can. But Nagato can probably use it because Nagato was a Uzumaki with a large amount of chakra. So basically the chapter ends off with a whole teammate thing. It's reminded of the whole Bell test that they had at the beginning of the series. And, it's reflecting on that whole flashback of what they wanted. So I'm going to give this chapter a rating of good. And yeah, I'm going to give it a rating of good. So yeah, like the video if you like it. Dislike it if you don't. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. I'm going to be Senpai and I'm out. Peace, guys.